Shiva. Can you close that door? Thank you. What shloka are we on? 23, 22, 21. Do you all have a lot of questions with regards to Bhagavad Gita so far, what you are learning? Unquestioned classroom is a very dangerous environment. You know why it is dangerous, right? There can be three options. One, we have understood everything. Second, with Sahana Bhavatu we went forward, and then with Purnamadaha we came back. Meaning, satsang is a good platform for, what do you call it, insomniacs. You will get good sleep. Third was the best answer ever that I have gotten. I don't know what to call that. Is it a comment or a compliment or a healthy critique? This person said, Swamiji, आपने जो कुछ बोला बहुत अच्छा था पर कुछ समझ में नहीं आया. It was too good but it didn't make any sense. So those are the three kinds. Do you have questions? Yes, no, all right. That is the most confusing answer then. Yes, no, maybe so. Maybe yes, maybe no, I don't know. I'm asking you very sincerely. I need a sincere answer back. Do you have questions? No? I'm seeing the majority chunk of heads moving which direction. Okay. I was just asking so that next week, if you had any questions, you could write them down. And since you're saying you don't have, let's continue. We finished the 21st shloka. We have to start the 21st shloka. Okay. Repeat after me the 21st shloka. निराशीर्यतचित्तात्मा त्यक्त सर्वपरिग्रहः शारीरं केवलं कर्म कुर्वन्नाप्नोति किल्बिषम्. This is called the success in the field of karma. This particular shloka defines the Vedantic success. The capitalists define success as one way, then the socialists, then the communists. How do the Vedantists? How does Vedanta define success? So this is the definition. So, are we ready for this kind of success? We will know. Nirashir yata chittatma त्यक्ता सर्व परिग्रह शारीरम केवलम कर्म कुर्वन् नाप्नोति किल्बिषम. As we face the world, as we interact with the world, as we um, interface with the world, nirashihi yata chittatma. So to understand this, we'll have to go back to the formula of karma yoga. Do you know the formula of karma yoga? I saw a couple of lips moving, but the audio did not reach me. किसको? No, in our class here, we have gone through that equation many times. Everybody is looking at me and saying, seriously, really? There was a formula? That was karma yoga. How did I miss that? I'll help you. Karma. Very good. See, that is where we all stand as one family. He says karya, somebody says plus, somebody says karta. Act plus the doership equals action. Therefore, the message of karma yoga, in the words of Bhagavan Krishna, is from the action subtract the doership. What remains? The act still remains. Such act, which is called the purest form of expression of action, when performed selflessly, it does not bind the individual to any papa punya of the present or the past. But it has to be done with that rigor. So how does it look like when you are trying to practice it in your day-to-day life? Is it possible to practice it? Yes, no, I don't know. Okay, it is possible to practice. How do you make it applicable in your day-to-day life? How do you make it? How do you use it in your day-to-day life? Why do you say yes? Any example, any experience, anything that you want to add? You with your parents or you with your children? Okay. You are in that cusp, right? You are a child as well as a parent. Therefore. But I would like to add a couple of words there. Unflustered, unfrustrated parent related to his child, his or her child. No, if not for that probability, then karma yoga is not applied there. Any other? In the field of service or seva, you dedicate your resources for a higher cause and you do it selflessly without expecting anything as a return of benefit for yourself. Cooking? Not that I did not get you in the first round, But I was just waiting for you to explain it. It almost felt like ये बनाया खाओ वरना कुछ और खिलाऊंगी. I've made it, eat now. You don't have a choice. Which will come sometime also in that dialogue. Why should I eat this? Because you are living under my roof. Have you ever said such dialogues? Okay, because I cooked it. So that's where you're trying to apply it. What becomes the irritation in such field? A very good example though is that when they complain about something not good or something not right, so that day it gets to the irritable point that when it was good you said nothing. Now that it is not good you want to say eat. So the swing has to be similar on both sides. Whether it is a compliment or a criticism, the mind should be equally focused in that balance point. So how do we apply it? Nirashihi. Nirashihi. Asha. Asha is? Hope is one meaning. Expectation is the other meaning. Nirasha. Nirasha here does not mean hopeless. It means lack of expectations. And we have already gone through the list of what kind of expectations are good and what kind of expectations are bad. You cannot club the entire thing under one branch and say that expectations are bad. Right? Like I do expect you to switch your cell phones off. I do expect you to answer in my class. Am I getting the message across? So is this expectation a good expectation or a bad expectation? Why? It creates a disciplined environment too. Nobody is nailing it. Ah. It is similar to the dialogue that you tell to your children also. Right? It's for your good that I am doing this. Nirashihi. So expecting for the others, for their benefit, their upliftment, and not to throw them out as a trophy of my achievements, but for their growth alone. Such expectation is good. Expecting from myself to beat my earlier best, that expectation is also a good expectation. Because in this expectation, you are first ensuring that you reach across and give your more than best to the environment. Giving is of the primary concern in the expectation that we are talking. But when the primary concern becomes taking, that kind of expectation for my satisfaction, for my amusement, for my pleasure, such expectations are nirashihi. They have to be removed. We have talked about this earlier too, right? I don't see a spark of recognition. Okay, good. Nirashihi. Yata chittatma. Yata chittatma, the one who has mastered BMI. BMI here does not stand for body mass index, but it stands for body, mind and intellect. What do I mean by mastered? When you want to turn your car to right direction and right side, or move from this lane to the next lane, does it move? When you want to move it, it doesn't move. That's what I'm asking. Does it have its own say? Or does it sway by according to its own whims and fancies? You're not in a Google car yet. Even for that Google car to take you into a certain direction, you are the one who have to feed the destination, and then it will take you accordingly. So your cars that you are driving right now, you want to take a direction, it takes that particular direction because you are turning it. You want to stop it, it stops. A long time ago, I read a joke. This fellow was really driving fast and the cop car is chasing and he doesn't stop. Instead of one car, there are 4 or 5 cars following him up. And finally they cut him short and then they stop him. And really irritated officer goes there and says, "Driver's license." So this man who was driving, and he pulls out his driver's license and says, "But why are you angry?" He said, "We were trying to stop you." So he said, "Then you should have issued me a stopping license as well. You have only given me a driver's license." Oh, license meaning you should have the ability to stop it, drive it, apply the brakes within a short distance without skidding. And one of the tests which many of us desis tend to fail is the parallel parking. What, you turn first like this and then like this while going? I am confused. And then you go there ahead of time, they do some practice sessions. Have you done that? Long time ago? There are others also, right? That is when you are ascertained that yes, this fellow has a good control over the vehicle. Yata chittatma, to have complete accessible control over body, mind and intellect. That at a physical level we are overwhelmed with our habits. Can we break those habits in such a way that I can have accessibility on this body? It is not because I am in a mood or I am not in a mood. It is because something has to be done. I can whip my mind into that focal point. Do we have control over these light fixtures? What do you mean by yes as an answer? In India also we have tube lights. It also has a switch. But I turn it on. It has its own mind. Sometimes it keeps flickering. It never turns on. It never turns on. Can we say that we have accessibility on that fixture? Oh, you said, okay. Huh? The choke, the starter has to be changed. Until that gets changed, it will not be under your control. It will keep flickering, right? If somebody says, I own lots of cars, but I never drive them, what good is owning all of them? So the ability to drive it, to stop it and restart it, whenever I feel it, the need for it, is the accessibility. With regards to the body, mind and intellect, to have such kind of ability is called yata chittatma, to have it under complete, disciplined, accessible control. There are lots of things coming in my life as they are happening, but at this moment I have to focus at this point. The rest of it has to stay there without disturbing my focal point. Sometimes when you look into the eyes, so I never use PowerPoint. Even with the lights on, that's it. Speaking at the top of the lungs with full force, I see sometimes. With that lights turned off, and I'm talking with, not showing something, and then everybody will be fresh after the class. Fresh not because of the wisdom, There was one Swami Ramatirtha, contemporary of Swami Vivekananda ji. He also visited US and his host took him to a place where they were practicing for Olympics. So he saw these people crazily running up and down the 100 meters and they were practicing. So in his own inquisitiveness, he asked, what exactly are they doing? Why are they good? What are they trying to accomplish? So they said they're trying to learn, be the fastest, because that is the competition. He said, amusing. Can I also try? Imagine somebody with a dhoti, hardly any practice or shoes, and are you sure? And these are the ones who are practicing for Olympics. A typical South Indian way. South Indian dhoti system is the most comfortable one because it covers the entire body, and when you want more, freedom, especially when you're working in the field and other things, so you pick it up and tie it down, and it becomes an instant short. So immediately picked his dhoti, tied it up to his waist. He was barefoot, and they were all those who were participating were also amused. And he just 1, 2, 3, and there is a clip, and then you start running. You have to reach the other side. It was explained. I said, okay, ready. He came third. So the others were like, they were shocked. Are you an athlete? I said, no, I have no introduction to such things. I do some yoga, but other than that, I have no practice in running like this. And his joke was, he was from Lucknow. हमारे लखनवी गलियों में कुत्ते जब पीछे पड़ते हैं तो भागते हैं. That when there are dogs chasing you, that is when you end up running. But other than that, I have never ran like this unnecessarily. So his host, later amused by this, asked, this is my body and it has to listen to what I am instructing. It is not, I am not in a mood for it. That is the accessibility on the mind. To not get clustered, overwhelmed by various situations and maintain the balance and clarity is at the intellectual level accessibility. Nirashihi yata chittatma. And why does that, the accessibility get robbed off of us even if we think we had a certain accessibility, because we carry unnecessary baggage. The flight journey has a lot of Vedanta to teach. Seriously. The first, travel light. And one of the words that I have picked in American language, American English is, if there are two people trying to see each other and get married, and why you are seeing each other, what happened? They're carrying excess of baggage. I don't think I can handle it. What does it mean? A lot of baggage, whether it is physical baggage or an emotional baggage or trauma or whatever it is. Travel light. And once you get in, those instructions are also very beautiful. What do they say? Secure yourself first. Then secure your others. Why? If you yourself are not secure, where will you have the opportunity to secure others? And then the, what do you call that, oxygen mask. I was traveling to a camp with more than few kids in that classroom. So as I was going with them, the announcement comes in, and this kid hears this: put your mask first, then help your sibling or child who you have to support. And this kid goes, that's rude. Because you have been always told that you have to first help others and then take care of yourself. And he very outwardly bursts out saying, that's rude. That's not rude actually. That is the most scientific way of doing it. First, you be in a level wherein you can help others. And then find the right space to accommodate your luggage. Put it in a safe place, so it doesn't become a hindrance to you, nor to the oncoming crowd, nor by mistake falls. Has it ever happened that you open and something falls? In the domestic circle, never it has happened. International travel is the most hilarious one, especially if you are sitting right behind the crib section. It's hilarious. They have to handle themselves, they have to handle two kids, their cribs, these are the moments when I pat myself and said, Swami, तूने बहुत अच्छा काम किया रे. Oh, 4:30 you have to send them. Okay. Oh, why should I? Oh, they have some popsicle session. We also have. Oh, you also have pop? Because when I was sitting in the front desk, all I saw was popsicles. So we will abruptly cut it short with the final statement that the first one is Nirashihi Yatachittatma Tyakta Sarva Parigraha. Get rid of unnecessary baggage. So that we will see next week. Next week we'll still have a class. That will be the last class for this semester. We'll all meet back at the basketball court. That is where they have arranged for a whatever popsicle session. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Harihi Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Harihi